So, the Tangerine Tornado is now the president, and in record time, he has unleashed his racist, violent, destructive chaos all over America. And one of the ways he's done this is by pardoning the scum and the scourge of America, the January 6th violent defendants. So we're going to tell you who they are, where they're going home to, and what disgusting, filthy groups they belong to when they get there, so that you, America, can be more prepared where you are and know the risks where you live, and maybe understand what their face looks like so you can turn away when necessary. Except this guy. You don't have to worry about him anymore because he got arrested again the day after he was pardoned. Moron. Good and decent people of YouTube understand that we are being shadow banned, obviously. They don't want to push messages like this, obviously, because all of the tech bros and all of the CEOs were standing right there behind the Orange Maniac, Agent Orange himself, the Tangerine Tornado, while he was signing the papers and putting his hand not on the Bible to swear in as the President of the United States. So we need your help. Push this, share this, invite people. That's the only way we grow from now on. You know that, and I know that. And if you want this type of information to spread, you got to help us out. And I swear to you, we'll be here to help you out. Now, let's get to the point. You may remember January 18th, not too long ago, there was a People's March in the Capitol. At this march, my team was in charge of making sure that people were where they were supposed to be in their designated groups, watching out for agitators, if you will, making sure that we knew where our people were and to get them there and home safely, because we knew that the agitators, the MAGA sycophants, the racist faces that cannot help themselves but be a stain on the underwear of this country would be there. Lo and behold, it was safe. It was safe. It was exactly what a peaceful protest could look like without skinheads and Nazis and red hats being there to try to counter-protest and destroy unity. When the Tangerine Tornado himself was being brought up on charges in New York, and he was found guilty on 47 counts, I believe it was, that there was just a small amount of people there yelling foolishness and we like Donald Trump. Besides the person who put himself on fire. I shouldn't laugh, it's not funny. In New York, when he was found guilty, in Florida, the hotbed of stupidity and foolishness, these violent presents weren't there. And it dawned on me, the reason why we were safe January 18th and we had an awesome protest and an awesome march was because the leaders, the rabble-rousers, those who are about that life, who have nothing for themselves, who hate themselves and come straight out their mama's basement on their knees to go suck someone else's who tells them what to do with a gun or a bully or a bat or a flagpole. Those guys, both the leaders and the rabble-rousers, were all in prison. That's why we were safe. That's why we haven't met so much antagonism, resistance, while we're out there marching. To everybody in the resistance now, they're not in prison anymore. King Don Leatherface himself has now pardoned those people. And now they're not just leaders and rabble-rousers of men coming from basements. Now they're hardened criminals who have been sitting with, thinking about, and pondering on the violence and chaos that they want to unleash as they sing a fake version of the national anthem and watch their God King for 4 years spread it around and call them heroes. All of those things that we've done, those marches we've been to, events that we thought may have been taken over but never were, I would expect that to change. And I think you should know where these people are, who they are, what groups they belong to. And if you're a member of the resistance anywhere, maybe you should start looking into that. You ready for that? Let's start here. All right, YouTube, let's give this a start right here in alphabetical order. These guys you need to watch out for. They're the most dangerous, where they're going and what they belong to. Eric Christie. Now, ladies, get your notebook out because this guy, he's a winner. Eric Christie was one of the people who ran from the back to the front of the crowd as they pushed the police line and barriers because he just couldn't help but get him a little bit of that violence in there. So girls, if you want someone who you know can't control their anger and has absolute mommy and daddy issues and will take it out on you, you're gonna want this guy. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, in a restricted building with a deadly weapon. Yeah, that weapon was a hammer, not just something that you find on the floor. You bring that with you. Los Angeles, California. Quite frankly, that's pretty strange, but California itself, there were a lot from there, so don't get it twisted. And while you're laughing at those fires destroying California right now, you maggot assholes, remember that a lot of the people that just got pardoned will be going home to burnt houses too. Hope you're laughing when they get home. Anyway, let's get back to where we are. David Dempsey. Now this guy is a looker. I guess that's why he's covering his face. Let's see, David Dempsey now. He was the one that was caught with a crutch and a metal pole beating back police. You remember that footage? As he used it as a bludgeoning weapon and projectiles against a line of law enforcement officers. What a catch we have here. David Dempsey, let's see where he's from so you know what to watch for. Not like you can see his face because he's got it covered, but I'm not sure you really want to. But just so you know, California. Now, because he's from LA, people, he has a very, very special vendetta, bone to pick, if you will, against people like Pelosi. And we caught him saying this: them worthless f***ing sh**holes like Jerry Nadler and f***ing Pelosi, they don't need a jail cell. They need to hang from these m***ers, pointing to the gallows. They need to get a point across that the time for peace is over. For 4 or 5 years, really, they've been f***ing demonizing us. I wonder why. Because you're just so peaceful. Belittling us. I wonder why. Because you're just so intelligent. Doing everything they can to stop what this is. And people are sick of that. You won. He was the president while you were doing this. What were you sick of? Good and decent people of YouTube, I give you David Dempsey. And maybe if you're in LA and you're planning a movement anytime in the next 4 years, you might want to find out where David Dempsey is before you do it. Now, ladies, get that notebook out. We got a catch here for you. This is a special one. Kyle Fitzsimmons. Now listen, you guys are going to want to get him quick because I am sure his mama's already looking at that. His mama's already looking to take him back in and hug him twice. And you know it's hard to compete with mama, ladies. Move quickly on this guy. He's a catch. Let me tell you what he did. Kyle Fitzsimmons has 11 charges, convicted. 7 felony charges, convicted. Okay? This guy committed 5 assaults against law enforcement. Oh yeah. And this guy is from Lebanon, Maine. Now this isn't just your average everyday wannabe bum-ass with a red hat on. Take a look here at counts 4 and 5, where we see that he's actually inflicting bodily injury on more than one officer. on more than 2 officers. Not only did he do that, you find that on count 8 and count 9, this guy is going inside the grounds, destroying property, and engaging in even more physical violence inside the Capitol building, which gave him extra charges. There was more. Not only is he a violent, sick, crazy-looking bastard criminal from Lebanon, Maine, he's famous. The Rochester Voice, which is a publication that's also gross and disgusting, but it's so good at hiding it that they actually have a lot of viewership, a lot of people reading it. This guy goes on there and proceeds to tell how much he knows, how much he understands what it is that he was doing, not caught up in the moment, as he talks about the speeches given by Trump and Mayor Black Drip Rudy Giuliani. How he knew there was a path through victory through decertification, and there was a plan to delay the certification by the House and Senate, and he was there to ensure that that delay happened, and so bold enough to do it in a daggone interview with the Rochester Voice. Okay, now we move on to Robert Geiswein. Robert Geiswein. There you go. Whatever. This guy has only 2 counts of assaulting and resisting, despite the fact that he came in full military gear with a helmet, bomb flak jacket, goggles. This actual stupid idiot is cosplaying. That's all he was. But he's an instigator. And he's a member of the Proud Boys. That's why that's important. That's why he's important. If you are in Woodland Park, Colorado, or anywhere around that area, your Proud Boys may not have been doing much lately. Well, that's probably going to change. Woodland, Colorado, you need to make sure you know where your Proud Boys membership is. Where are they located? Where's the headquarters? Because he's going back there with a lot more invigoration than he had on the 6th. And that should scare everybody. But he's also a dummy. So don't get too scared. Just be prepared. All right, what we got next? James McGrew? Now, this guy just looks like an unfuckable piece of shit. Look at him. He looks like a dweeb, a nerd, a high school failure, social failure. This guy hasn't seen pussy since the last time he put a cat in a microwave. That's this guy. You know he's dangerous. Mama's the only one who loves him. You got to watch out when he gets back home to Arizona. Okay? He's not from Arizona. He was arrested in Arizona. But as far as his background, he's from Biloxi, Mississippi and Carlsbad, California. What's going on there? What's going on there? This guy is going around every place he can to find a place to be, to hurt somebody, to do something destructive, to get out of where he's been. He's on the run. In my assessment, that's what I would say. You go from Mississippi to Cali, find yourself in D.C., and you're arrested in Arizona. All of those places need to be careful for this bum, James McGrew. James Burton McGrew. He pleads guilty to assaulting, resisting, and impeding officers. Let's read here. According to the Justice Department summary of McGrew's actions, he engaged in a series of confrontations with law enforcement officers on January 6th. All those mommy issues, right? All of that pent-up frustration, never ever having seen the other sex pay any attention to him his whole life, his unfuckable, dumbass look that he has on his face, all them cats he was putting in microwaves, all of that came out right here. You know he's dangerous. He hasn't seen the inside of anything but his bed sheets. He's a dangerous person. These are some of the absolute peaches that I found in here, but there's many more. I'm going to give you some names real quick, rapid fire, so that you can have yourself prepared. Here we have Sean McHugh. See his ridiculous looking face right there? Looks like he didn't come to play at all, huh? assaulting multiple U.S. Capitol Police officers. And he was heard saying, "You're protecting communists." This doofus, absolute doofus. While I can't. All right, so he was shooting officers with a yellow spray. So that means he has no problem with violence, and he does have a problem with authority. Be careful. As far as we know, he's coming home to California. Auburn, California is where he was arrested. Jeffrey McKillop, another one of these people charged with multiple crimes with dangerous weapons, inflicting bodily injury, assaulting 4 Metropolitan Police with a flagpole. That's this dumbass. Okay? Got his helmet and ballistic vest with him. Standard for these type of doofuses, these dummies. Come here with paramilitary gear and a gas mask. Now, Jeffrey McKillop is a special one here, because he is a retired U.S. Army Special Forces soldier and military contractor. This guy is okay with violence. He was arrested in D.C., and they won't tell me where he's from before that, so I only can guess that he's in D.C., but I doubt it. Look at that face. Understand he's out. Everybody everywhere should be looking for this idiot. Jonathan Mealis. Ladies, another one, another cutie pie here. Look at this dumbass. Look at this guy. He calls himself storming the castle. And he added several other sentences to that moniker. "We want a forensic audit of the vote." Bro, we need a forensic audit of your beard. What's in there? What did you catch in there? Are there birds growing in there? Idiot. Williamsburg, Virginia. There you go. Jonathan Gennaro Mellis from Williamsburg, Virginia, aka John Gennaro. That's another name, another alias that he goes under. He's also just called John Gennaro. Okay? Here's Jordan Mink. Jordan Mink is guilty of the felony charge of assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers using a dangerous weapon, like that bat that he has in his hand as he's breaking the window, and like what looks like a fake version of an M16, maybe some sort of AR, I doubt it, in his picture. Whatever he's holding there, he wants people to know that he's violent, so I suggest you take note. Thank you, YouTube. Mink of Oakdale, Pennsylvania. Jeffrey Sabol. What's this guy doing? Oh, I see him beating up a cop. I see him beating up a cop with a weapon on the ground. Dragged an MPD officer down the stairs of the Capitol building. Repeated to forcibly and repeatedly strike the officer in the head and the body with various objects. That's Jeffrey Sabol. He's coming home. New York Southern District. He's coming home, New York Southern District. Peter Schwartz, convicted of several counts, including assaulting, resisting, and the whole deal. He's from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. He's convicted from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. He was threw a folding chair at the officers. These guys. They're apes. They're orangutans. YouTube, they're animals. They were caught in a frothy mess of emotions and anti-blackness and anti-Latino-ness, white superiority, mom hate, daddy issues, and the froth of the moment of violence. These guys are throwing lawn chairs at the police. Peter Schwartz is coming home to Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Be careful, Uniontown, Pennsylvania. There's his face. Remember it. Barton Shively, whichever one it is. Look at his face. You see that patch? He's a member of the 3 Percenters. He's a member of the 3 Percenters, and he's in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Of all the states I've heard today, Pennsylvania seems to be the one where they exist the most. Proud Boys and 3%ers are there. This guy's coming home, guilty of 2 counts of assaulting and resisting and the whole 9. He assaulted one officer by striking the officer's hand and the head and the shoulder area. He's a 3%er, found on sedition hunters. He belongs in jail and he's home. And the leaders of the 3%ers have now got someone in their ranks who's used to violence, who's been amongst hardened criminals and has learned their craft of indecency and violence. Be careful out there, Pennsylvania. Do what's going on where you are. Last but not least, Jessica Watkins, convicted of several charges, including conspiracy to obstruct. Watkins of Woodstock, Ohio, was convicted of several charges. Her case has been widely covered in the media as she was a member of the Oath Keepers. I've got her rap sheet, what she's really about, and it's gross. It's gross. She had been planning for a long time. That's why she came there in paramilitary gear. Her object was to inflict violent harm on police officers, knowingly and willingly, for the purposes of overthrowing the government. The Oath Keepers, the 3%ers, all of the states I mentioned, the Proud Boys, these people are cops, these people are ex-military, these people are wildly fantasy-driven by thoughts of overthrowing government and playing video games with their guns. They're home. But I'm going to end it on a lighter note. I hope you guys got everything you need from this. But the guy who was caught and arrested one day after, the one state I haven't seen very much, Florida. Florida man gets caught after being pardoned the day before on gun charges. Federal. What a fucking moron. You guys, I hope you got something from this. We got more coming. It's going to be balls to the wall, people. It's going to be hard to be able to cover everything. All we're doing is things you can use, things you need right now as a part of the resistance, like education on history and civics. You need that. That's how you fight back. Like the names of all of the people who just got pardoned and what city or state they're coming home to and what membership they belong to, if they belong to one. Not just the 20 here, because right down there, if you email me, I'll send you a PDF that has all of them and their arrest warrants and the arresting indictments and the fact sheets. Yeah, because soon you won't be able to find it. If you're smart, you're finding every possible reason to file a FOIA charge, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, to get every single piece of information you can before it's lost. If you're smart, you're emailing me right now so you can get that list and you can just click on every link that leads right to their arrest and their indictment and their court case, which is public knowledge if you know where to get it. So I'm not in any trouble giving it to you. I'm a friendly neighborhood resistance member, partner with me. If you think you have what it takes to do things like that, get these types of information, maybe even find out people that are in need, find out where they are, give them more information and get information from them. If you think you can be fully and thoroughly vetted, and you want to do something because you see what's coming down the line, you see the executive orders, you see the raids in states after states already starting. You want to help somebody? You want to resist the fascist movement and the pigs that are already shadow banning the content? You think you have what it takes to help with anything that we're doing? With the marketing, the writing, the peacekeeping, the marching, the organizing, the fact-finding. Email me. Get vetted. Let's go. Everybody else out there, we're here to help you, but we need you. Share this. Share this. We need you. Education is coming. We got some history and civics lessons coming. We got a really great lesson coming by someone, written by someone in the resistance who's already made it through the vetting process, that has an amazing amount of historical knowledge, that's going to be talking to you about the difference between money, currency, Bitcoins, all of the things that will absolutely help you in so many ways. That's coming down the line. We got more Canadian Drain coming down the line, but we cannot do it without you. Join the resistance or share the stuff. Either way is just as important. This will not go out to the people it used to. We're not going to get the 82,000 views that we used to. We're not. But I know if I have you, we got something. Educate yourself, educate others, and then come back for more. We got more that you'll need as a part of the resistance, or even your own personal resistance at home. How to defend yourself against online bullies. How to make someone's day really bad if they're gaslighting you. Yeah, we got you there. Educate yourself, educate others, and then come back for more. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.